figure out how to work it, Kim?
It's already started.
Good. It's already started.
Yes.
So they can see us?
No.
Okay.
It should be on the transition page, but it's up.
Can I
So
hear
you
it?
can join it. Alright, now connected.
I'll get another one for you. I think this is good.
Change it from here. I need to quit stalling, right? In the room, right? Some people really
I write 7 articles for journalism for you. Yeah. It's not, you know. Yeah.
I feel like everything is too
Honestly, I mean, Friday.
Die.
Is it gonna be over 4:40?
It's showing!
Around 4:30. 4:30. Are you gonna need to ride? Or would you like to ride? Would you like to? But she's you're not really seeing it.
I don't know. I feel like she definitely knows.
I think. Damn, not late. Oh, you're here. But either way, if your mom is if your mom is you don't have to
I probably actually do one.
I would use
In the bagel deck. The bagel deck was just a bunch of political nonsense.
Oh, definitely not.
I know everything about politics.
So many slow facts.
There are some people who like certain.
I got my hair wet.
Well, that explains your hair.
Oh, that's please.
I'll
Jimmy, that's the one fact. First one, get the long cable. Go, good long cable.
Where are you actually joining the team?
I might, but not today.
Why are you eating candy with regular heart?
That's so gross. That's what Ty did with my last hour. I gave him. Yeah, Ty is weird. But I gave him like a crackle.
This guy in my first hour class, leave.
Ew.
I'm not your first hour. You're in my
He's
Second
like,
hour, I mean.
I have this kid in my first hour and he is really super weird.
and you.
Are we playing the...
This girl on my 6-hour named Ava, she's really dumb. Stupid.
Excuse you, Bestie Reed. I can double knot. I can double knot.
I was in Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts.
I wasn't either.
I don't know the type things.
I was in Girl Scouts.
We know.
You were in Girl Scouts and Girls?
No. I wish. I'm not allowed in Girl Scouts.
I wish.
Bro, if I was in Girl Scouts, I would make the best.
There's a person who's in Boy Scouts.
We know each other intimately.
No.
Anyway. Bye-bye.
What's your problem? You mad?
No, that's not, no.
Yeah, the one on our test.
Ah.
I don't think.
Yes?
Yeah, no. Trust me, I was surprised too. I was surprised to find that out too.
Yeah, I'm surprised. About both of the things.
Oh, was nice. She's a nice.
Oh, he is nice.
You hurt me. Look
I just
what you did.
didn't-
Look what you did.
I'm surprised that he's, you know,
Wow.
goes both ways, but, yeah. I'm also surprised that you,
I am gonna get read out.
Why would you be surprised like that?
Oh,
I didn't think he was your type.
I'm gonna walk away.
What?
I'm gonna walk away.
Why don't
I'll see you in like a few hour minutes, whatever it is.
Alright.
Surprised they don't.
Neither do
Oh,
I.
shoot, you have like nothing in rehearsal.
You can fit me.
What, you're not like doing that?
I'm actually not.
You guys are going down.
No.
You're going down.
No.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed.
You're literally all English or social studies teachers.
Well, I think I might
You're
have
just
been
like lacking in the math and science department.
Oh, this is math and science.
Actually, last hour.
It's not English.
Well, it's everything. I mean, like, give us all. Don't worry though. All of it's don't worry. All the questions are literature. It's the way it always goes.
They're all paper and pencil math.
Do it. Like, I got help on that. Lip math.
Miss Mifflin already said she's not gonna.
Hope so.
Out of spite or I love. Wow, that's so specific. I think two options.
Hey guys, like pretty sure there's snacks here if you need to get some.
Josh, I love.
You said it smells like Italian.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, AJ, he wouldn't be here till like the last 30 minutes for Orthodox.
Okay.
He had his in the afternoon. I had mine in the morning. And it was torment. What?
I don't get to know if I have kids.
Really?
God!
Yeah.
That's like that's parental abuse! You could have cancer, you're grounded.
When you're on your maybe you'll tell you.
Maybe I'll tell you if you're
I
dying
think
of
that should be
cancer. I don't
illegal.
know.
That's illegal in some way.
Nice.
I was talking I was like abandoned, I get abandoned in June, and like, so if I have it, it's like,
Wait,
yeah,
looks like you're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to play.
It's quite terminal. It's quite terminal. I'm sorry, you only have 3 weeks left. Oh, I thought we got 3 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Investigate if it doesn't.
There's a lot of music ones.
That might even be worse.
Embarrassing.
I feel like you just like to be sad.
Man, this is
That's
really
Composers.
Let me make sense.
quite. This is quite the housekeeping.
Honestly, yeah.
You like
Those. Yes.
You do?
Some. It's.
No, no.
I cannot tell you a lot about this because it's something I'm not very good at. I know they can grow those. It's because your body treats it like a baby. It's weird. I might be wrong. Mr. Berardi, do you know about those tumors that like grow human-like features like an eye, teeth, or hair?
Yeah, what about?
What causes them? I know they exist. I know they're tumors. I don't know anything else.
Well, tumors, like any tumor, you turn on certain genes. You have a series of genes that produce enzymes that tell your body, that tell the cells in your body start to reproduce. When you're little, those genes are turned on all the time. When you're older, not so much. What happens is there's a damage to the functioning structure of the DNA strand that tells it stay off unless some other hormone in your body tells you to turn it on. They just go on, they start reproducing. Now, if those specific genes turn on and start producing a tumor, and it's with the set of genes that say grow a tooth, or grow hair, or grow this, that's why they'll sometimes take out a tumor and find that there's teeth in it.
And I know it's really common. I know it's really common with COVID.
Someone again. I can't some team.
I knew that. I knew someone would. I said no. I thought
You have it out, put it back in a JoJo, and then reach down your note below.
Teeth are not bones.
And not gonna get you.
They're something analogous to it. What they are is they're calcium
Like, don't tell
phosphate
you I got
and
two
crystal proteins accumulated. It's a little bit different than milk.
Knew that.
So the reason why they treat tumors like chemotherapy
Got it like a mole.
is because chemotherapy gets absorbed more easily by those fast-growing tumor cells. It kills them quicker than it goes up. That's why your hair falls out your stomach, right? It's because those are quick-growing cells. And so that's why people have a lot of the cells that grow the hair down in the follicle area is fast growing. Once it comes out, it dries and it basically becomes just a mat of proteins and carbohydrates.
Alright. You're telling me is I can eat my hair.
No, you can't because your body won't digest it very well.
Is it an anti-fiber? No, not an
It's a type of animal fiber. It's Chinese material. It's almost exactly the same as of crabs and stuff like that. That's it.
It's the Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday this weekend. I'm gonna go to all those practices. I actually want to become good at tennis. I'm gonna try to get some because tennis is the one sport I enjoy doing. It's fun. Because it takes a little bit more skill than just being a macho man.
I like doing tennis like you, David. Hey, I do that too. I don't play for a long time either.
Miss Turley!
Go away, Miss Turley.
I'm just here to watch this.
Early, stay away. I know what you do.
No, absolutely not.
I'm just here to watch.
You were joking.
I will silently go,
Guys, there's lemonades out there if anybody wants.
champion! Wait, so now that you're gone, I have the...
We got space. You want to go ahead and your time?
I have to leave it here, so if that's
Wait.
Get the first half.
No, you're moving. They're gonna knock us down.
Now they're mad. I told you they didn't want me to show them.
Miss Jernigan, I have a question. Do we those pictures of the football field? Do we have to turn them anywhere, or do we just have to? Alright, I didn't know. I was gonna say, you know, there's.
Why do we always talk about scorekeepers? As long as she doesn't yell at me.
Somebody to eat. Because Miss Turley.
It doesn't have to be put under.
Mario says I can play.
It doesn't have to be. No. In that.
We already get our geek on.
If it's put under. If it's put under so pressure, it'll boil.
We got her this time, guys. I was just thinking under Lucky Mac.
Yeah.
I think it's under.
This time you said the question below.
Equivalent to less than a fourth of our regular atmospheric pressure, then it'll boil. So if it's like put under a vacuum, it'll boil.
No matter what temperature.
Yeah, the pressure, the kinetic energy produced. It wouldn't be that. I think it's the lack thereof of energy that causes it.
I think this is
I
only.
couldn't tell you exactly. I just know it does it. I don't know what causes it.
Maybe some
I know the
geography.
And I remember it this
I'm not doing
in
my
trouble a while.
Gotcha.
That was the hardest of rocks.
Oh, no.
Rock.
Minerals, yeah.
And I remember where that number came from. Because I was bragging about
Tormenting like a
They took that
Okay, so they remove all the bits that I put in the little rack. But now I have not actually checked. I have 7 blue on the bottom of my jaw.
You never know, probably.
Well, he's
It's I kind of like knocking at them. They're like holding really pretty holding your fingers.
You know what? You have to go. Hold on.
a B+. So
And
then
they gave me a nice little like
yeah.
Gotta do like
They put that on. It was like drying out my tongue really bad.
Your husband would hate this, but
that is
no butter, no.
I don't know what you're gonna tell them.
That was an amazing impression. Like honestly,
No, Saturday,
you came to
I
work
went
first,
and
Like, he's having it. It's clean and they're horrible.
Okay, I just have
All like Friday and play horror movies. It's so and everything. Every minute. It's so good. You would like, you could go try it now. He would be. I hate it. Whenever like Christmas dress. You know, I've never been to one. Dude, I could make Christmas. No, supposedly you're going to be making some ham. They go. Yeah, like,
But then like the first thing it says is that you eat it with like a roast or some kind of meat cooking green. Well, that's not
When things fall apart, they keep talking about ham. He's like, I'll have my own. Or he says, I'll make and then like, you're going to make it. The smartest kids. Look at this. No, don't worry. Nobody will probably.
Illegally.
Why do you guys specify illegal?
Because I think it's pretty funny.
Well, it's pretty funny that
the only reason I want to hear is
He
because my
just said
family did a bit of back in like in 18.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys about ready to get started? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wednesday. You're already yelling at me now.
I know we played a role.
You're yelling at me.
I know we played
I you get a little
You're going for a single, huh?
I also have a question. So I'm in the Red Grove Association, and like the young adult committee. We're in Portugal, and say each business contract. And I was thinking, that's what I was thinking. But I didn't want to. My mom took my and I thought it was.
Yeah, so we have teachers over here. So there's a bunch of them there. We got kids later jumping in here.
So were you too good and they kicked you
I
out?
was. If there's actually a chair, I'm totally coming.
No, I got this here. We'll do time.
No, it's round two.
Guess who's back?
Try to remember.
Jen.
All right, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's there.
We got just 5 things.
We got everything jumped in. We got stuff.
It's Charlie.
Here's the
We got 5
I'm
seconds.
the champ. I'm the champ.
We're dead.
Yep, that's all you need.
Oh, I need my snacks. I'm not ready.
You can't go without
I
snacks.
can't go without snacks.
I need to stream. Hold on.
That's why I'm here. It's for snacks.
I need to go order McDonald's. Give me a second.
Just have it delivered in the middle of the day.
I have to order a ludicrous amount of $1 value price.
You gotta order off the
Is
app.
this your tag, like your tag out if
You
you go
got
out?
Yeah.
Guys, you got everybody? Okay. There was one mess, we're down a couple people.
There were a couple sodas.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we're good. We got the stream going and all that.
Yes, you're streaming.
Welcome to week 2 of the Scholastic Bowl versus faculty matchup. Real quick overview of the rules before we do introductions. Each question will be worth 10 points. The first question will be a toss-up. Toss-up is a buzzer question. You cannot communicate with each other during the toss-ups. When you ring in, then you will have 10 seconds to answer the question. If you ring in before the question is finished, then you have to go with what you got. If you do not get the correct answer, the other team has a chance with the remaining time allotted and the question will be finished. If you answer a toss-up correctly, it goes through a series of 3 bonus questions. They are worth 10 points as well. The team that answers the toss-up correctly will get a chance to answer the bonuses first. The other team will have a rebound. So faculty, if you got the toss-up, then you get the first shot at each bonus, but then it could rebound back over to the students or vice versa. We'll play 20 questions, each one with potential bonuses. The bonuses will not be read if the toss-up is not answered. And we'll take a break after 10 questions. So, yeah, there won't be any paper or pencil. None of the math questions require a paper or pencil. And here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and introduce. I'll start out with Roxana.
I'm Thomas Strohmeyer, the team captain of the varsity basketball team. Our mentor, coach is Mike Ferrari, and our assistant coach is Ms. Lish. And my teammates will introduce themselves to my left, to my right.
I'm Ava Manessa.
I'm Josh Gilbert.
I'm Joe.
And that's Joe back there. Who's Joe? And Troy. All right. He might. He's thinking about it.
You gonna play?
I would, but I think my mom's taking me home, so.
All right. My faculty friends, if you guys want to go ahead and introduce and ring your buzzer.
Miranda Jernigan.
Ms. Robin.
Yep.
All the things are pushed in. And this is a very important thing. If you go to ring in and it doesn't, just say buzz, and we'll count that as a ring in.
How does it work?
Uh-oh.
It might be
Do
the
we need to switch out the,
We switched that one out already.
Yeah. I swear, God,
did we get an extra one? Did we get another one?
So basically,
It lights
Oh,
up.
she-
Is it working out? Okay. Okay. So once again, just say about one more thing, just for clarification. On bonus questions, your group can communicate and talk with each other before you answer. So here we go.
I didn't get to introduce myself. I am the champion.
Oh my gosh.
Did
Yeah.
we everybody else get, just make sure you guys are working.
We're gonna rotate. So, just rotate and rotate that way.
They steal.
Do they what?
And Norman is a form of a question.
Yeah, what
That's
is,
joking.
Now,
I'm nervous.
I'm doing a really bad job moderating here. Now, I could say prompt. If you answer a question, I say prompt, that means I need you to clarify your answer. Right? So like hypothetically, if the answer is spaghetti and meatballs, and you say spaghetti, I might say prompt, so I can get that meatballs.
Wait, it's back to spaghetti.
Always spaghetti and meatballs. That's what I always do. That's my go-to, isn't it?
What would be
Spaghetti.
is then
All right.
one mark you cut off. Would it make sort of more sense to do that?
Okay, yeah, that's a what?
We got it. We're good. We're good. We got it. Here we go, guys.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Toss up number one.
If I can take
Here we go. Toss up number one, guys. This is a ringing question. This practice is the subject of the Lutheran belief in sacramental union, as well as the Catholic doctrine of transubstantiation, which holds that the objects used in it physically transform into the body and blood.
Communion?
It is correct.
There's 3 rooms for it.
And that would have been acceptable.
I know.
Oh, you're
I know.
All right. Bonus questions. Here we go. These go. You guys can talk on these. This goes to the fact members.
Don't let us.
So you got to talk softly. Here we go. Bonuses. Number one. The Serbian writer Milorad Pavek wrote a mostly plotless lexicon novel titled for one of these works of the Khazars. For 10 points each. Name these works, a satirical devils, one of which was written by Ambrose Bierce. The Petit Larousse is a famous French one of these works.
You have to prompt.
The Devil's Dictionary.
Is correct.
It's pronounced Chazar. Is it C-Z-A-R?
Khazar.
Okay, no, that's that one. I thought you were talking about.
I think it's like
I thought you were talking about
Khazars.
Russian. Sorry.
Here we go. Bonus.
Another bonus.
Bonus on you get a series of 3 bonuses.
Get 2 more bonuses.
Henry Black wrote the first 2 editions of an authoritative dictionary used by people with this profession. In order to become part of this profession, prospective members must pass the bar exam, for which each state has a different version.
What is it, waiters or attorneys?
Is correct.
You don't have to say what it is. Oh.
I like this. I like this. Here we go. You answer how you want to. Bonus number 3 to the faculty. This board game also maintains its own dictionary, which lists all the words which may be played in it. Players in this board game take turns playing tiles on a 15 by 15 board to form words, scoring more points for using rarer letters like Q and Z.
Do you have
That's correct.
Do you have to finish it, please?
No, you can answer, but there's no reason why you would each want a bonus,
Oh, okay.
because you get the first
Okay.
answer,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Unless you really just don't want to do it.
Like, come on, remind me to reset each time. Okay, here we go, guys. Toss up 2. Buzzer's ready. No, it's a buzzer. And toss ups are bonus. Here we go. This country's flag was said to have miraculously fallen from the sky during a battle in Estonia. invaded this country during a dispute over the Schleswig-Holstein, a territory which now lies just over its southern border with Germany. Sweden and Norway formed the Kalmar Union with, for 10 points, what Scandinavian country led from Copenhagen home to the Danes? That's correct.
Yeah, relax it a lot.
That's a lockout. All right. Bonus questions to the faculty. Here we go. First bonus. The primary goal of this social cause were achieved through the passing of the Volstead Act and the 18th Amendment. For 10 points each, identify this social cause which sought to ban the consumption of beverages like beer, rum, and bourbon in the United States. Is correct.
She said it. I say with confidence.
Bonus 2 to the faculty. Carrie Nation, a radical temperance activist, was infamous for violently attacking saloons and bars using one of these weapons to destroy kegs of alcohol.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I feel that.
Yeah, because they could start off.
Molotov.
Is incorrect. Rebound. Is incorrect.
Smashers.
It is a hatchet or axe.
She referred to smashers.
Because it wasn't
Yeah.
using that one,
Yeah.
doing it.
Why
It was
did you
just
say that?
also wasn't there.
Bruh.
Bonus 3. During the Prohibition era, this Chicago gangster built an empire on the sale of illegal alcohol, a practice known as bootlegging. Nicknamed Scarface, this perpetrator of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre would later be jailed at Alcatraz after his conviction for tax evasion.
It's gotta be,
Al Capone is correct.
Bugsy Malone was
But that was
there
before
the
his
second
time.
time in Valentine's Day.
But it was Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Her weapon of choice was that.
See, it wasn't
But
his.
she also used, she had a purse.
I was like, it was designed to print it out.
I'm mad.
I think it might be the actual.
Is it the box?
I think it's that so much. Because we've changed it like, that says third time.
Okay, change the box. Let's see.
What was the old lady's name? Because I
Did you
know,
like have mine?
she, her weapon wasn't hatchet, but she also used what she called, she had a purse full of what she was.
Now she's a champion.
That was
Oh, and then Marcus.
I am, but I can't be a champion without a buzzer.
I knew that her weapon was a hatchet, she would hold that door.
Yeah, but it works when
She
it
knows
goes
what actually joined
Wait,
it.
whenever
I'm
she
sure
goes
she
to
probably
service,
used other things, but that's what she
That
got.
was her
She was known for.
Wait, what did
She
you
was
get?
really good jail every time they all felt paper, because she was like an old lady.
That's Montgomery, both yours.
We're good.
That makes no sense. So this is what we're gonna do. If you ring in,
Yeah.
One of you's gonna ring it.
Ring and say buzz.
Here we go. Toss up number 3, buzzers ready. In Sumerian mythology, Utanapishtim is tasked by the god Enki with surviving one of these events. Deucalion and Pyra survived one of these events caused by Zeus by building a chest. God creates a rainbow after one of these is correct.
I can name God.
Guys, I'm not going to kid around here. They're flexing on you right
First ever character.
now. No. Here we go. You guys are going to hate this. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Biggest literature?
Answer the following about gay characters in young adult literature for 10 points each. This headmaster of Hogwarts in the Harry Potter series had an affair with Gellert Grindelwald. He was murdered by Severus Snape in the 6th Harry Potter novel.
Do you need all of his names, or can I just say all?
Is correct. But you can give me all of them if you want to go there. Wow. Okay, here we go. In Percy Jackson's series, Nico D'Angelo, a son of this Greek god, is forced by Cupid to come out as gay. This member of the Big Three put Nico and his sister Bianca in the Lotus Hotel. No. Prompt is incorrect. Is correct.
Yeah.
There you go. You like it. You like it.
Bonus 3 to the faculty. This author wrote Two Boys Kissing and Boy Meets Boy, 2 books featuring gay characters. This author also co-wrote Will Grayson with John Green, a book that centers around the fact that a straight boy and a gay boy both share the title name.
She got his face.
Hey, why are you on your phone?
Looking, I just have checked.
Where are you from now?
No,
From?
cheating. I'm not.
Cheating.
Still there.
Is incorrect.
Huckleberry thing.
Is incorrect. It is David Leviathan.
That's close enough to look there.
Should I prompt it on that one? All right, here we go. Resetting, here we go, guys. We are on to 4. Toss up 4, so buzzer's ready. This quantity is equal to the square of momentum divided by double the mass. In addition to momentum, elastic collisions conserve this quantity when an object falls. Potential energy is converted into this kind of energy. 1/2 mass times velocity squared is equal to, for 10 points, what type of energy associated with an object's movement?
Kinetic energy?
It is correct.
Thank you. I didn't want to say anything.
Can I sub in?
I've never done
Here we go. Scholarable, your bonus questions. This empire's first ruler was Genghis Khan. For 10 points each, name this largest contiguous land empire in world history. It stretched from Siberia to Eastern Europe, eventually fracturing into several smaller realms, such as the Chagatai Khanate.
The Mongolian Empire?
Is correct. Bonus 2. Here we go, guys. Bonus 2. This grandson of Genghis established the Yuan dynasty in China, becoming the first non-Han emperor to control all of China after his conquest of the Song dynasty and ascension to the imperial throne.
Wong.
Is that correct? for the grandson. Here we go, guys. Last bonus question. The successor state of the Mongol Empire was founded by Batu Khan and ruled over the steppes of Eastern Europe and Central Asia. It was eventually defeated by the Muscovy at the Great Stand on the Ugra River.
What's that?
Prompts.
Is incorrect.
Rebound.
Ottoman?
Guess it is the golden word.
Okay, so
That's a thing.
rotate out.
Is it the-
No, the golden word is a thing.
I'm going to
Yeah, what we'll do is after the questions, we'll make, no, she rotate out. So what's gonna happen is the knee's gonna rotate out, and then we're gonna come back, and then
Yep.
go down the line.
Yep.
Hello, I'm Joseph Wetzel.
Oh, really?
Hi, so just a different number.
Here we go, guys.
Yeah, there's some questions on.
Toss up number 5, buzzers ready.
Easy way to answer them.
In this play, one character answers, no saints, and poets maybe, in response to a question. The hymn, Blessed Be the Ties That Bind, is sung once each act in this play. Near the end of the play, Emily Webb relives her 12th birthday after dying during childbirth. The fourth wall-breaking stage manager narrates for 10 points. What Thornton Wilder play set in... That's correct.
I had to wait till that thing.
I know.
I was like,
I was close to it. Because they did it.
not know that
I
one.
saw that. I remember reading it.
Here we go, guys. Bonus to the faculty. This composer's preludes include The Girl with the Flaxen Hair. For 10 points each, name this French composer who is best known for pieces like La Mer and Claire de Lune. Prompt.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Oh, I love you.
The most.
The next one is going to be spelled.
Quiet.
Here we go. Bonus 2. How did you say his name again? Was influenced by Inayat Khan, a Sufi mystic and musician from this country. Ravi Shankar is a musician who plays the sitar, a traditional instrument from this country, and its classical music is based on the principles of raga and tal.
Yes, India.
India is correct. Bonus 3. How do you say his name again? Okay. Was known for his musical integration of silence, something that was taken perhaps a bit too far by this American minimalist composer in his work 4 minutes 33 seconds, in which the performer sits still for the title amount of time.
Glass, just say it, glass.
Is incorrect. Is incorrect. It is John Cage.
Cajun glass.
How dare you?
Here we go. Reset. Toss up 6. Buzzers ready. This president's Square Deal initiative broke up monopolies, and he gave an 84-minute campaign speech in Milwaukee, despite being shot just before it. This man became president after
Roosevelt.
Well, I looked at the prompt, which is essentially the
You
same.
beat me to the prompt.
The proper term would have been prompt.
No, his name was Prompt Roosevelt.
I've never forget that.
So next time you get a question, I'll flash the same prompt.
Did it say about Roosevelt?
What's that?
They just ate a pop in
Well, yeah,
I
there's
figured
Franklin
it
or there's Theodore, right? You gotta get the difference. Here we go. Bonus. You guys ready? Here we go. If you're not, too bad. This city's Eisbach contains standing waves for surfers to practice, despite the city being far inland. For 10 points each, what capital of Bavaria, located on the river Isar, is noted for its many breweries, such as the 800-year-old Augustiner Keller, as well as its yearly Oktoberfest beer festival?
Black Forest.
Is incorrect.
Reba.
Is correct.
Or München.
München. Which is also. Here we go. Bonus 2. Munich is located in the southeast portion of this country, whose other cities include Hamburg and Frankfurt. It is the most populous country located entirely in Europe.
Germany.
That's correct.
I was about to lose, I was like, I was about to say something.
If you just said.
Let me check in with each other.
Bonus 3. Munich's Nymphenburg Park contains one of these buildings. Elsewhere in Bavaria, Ludwig II built the famous
Neuschwanstein.
Okay, we'll go with that. One of these buildings atop a hill, which remains a popular tourist attraction.
Windmill.
Is incorrect. Is correct.
Yeah, it's like Cinderella's castle was based off. And the inside is not actually complete because he ran out of money.
He did.
Yeah. Mad King Ludwig just went nuts. He goes, you know what? I'm gonna build a castle. And he did. And he's like, crap, I'm out of money. I'm not gonna build the inside of the castle. And that's what we got.
It's all about curb appeal.
It's just a timber couch.
Here we go.
I think she's rejected because she took German in college.
That might be. Toss up 7, buzzers ready. Elizabeth I may have used ceruse, one of these products which caused severe lead poisoning with repeated use. One brand of these products, called Fenty, is correct.
Yeah! We like you, baby boy!
I wouldn't really go.
Either lead or pewter plates, which would cause lead poisoning in baked tomatoes and that's what.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Bonus. Are you guys ready? Here we go. In this book, a character named Dolphus Raymond fakes alcoholism. For 10 points each, name this book set in Macomb, Alabama, in which Tom Robinson is falsely convicted of raping May Yellen.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Is correct.
Ooh.
Are any of these yours?
No, none of them were.
Well, I think that was taken out of
Literally,
school.
Thomas talked about it. You see, I have the book, I just have never read it.
You need to.
My mom read it more properly.
This year's the first year I won't be reading it.
This American author, who died in 2016, wrote To Kill a Mockingbird.
They got Harry Potter. Rob.
Smith is incorrect.
Harvard.
Is correct.
Oh,
Bonus 3!
No, like, leave it, I just.
I'll find out here. Bonus 3. Lee's friendship with Truman Capote inspired this character in To Kill a Mockingbird. This character visits Macomb every summer from Meridian and quickly becomes friends with Scout and Jim.
James.
No.
Dale.
I can only do one more question.
We got Marcus.
Okay.
Are you gonna take over for me?
I can sit there, but I'm not going to answer any questions.
Here we
Literature
go.
is not my game.
Bonus 8. Buzzer's ready. I'm not sorry, bonus toss-up 8. The first black woman with this job, Bessie Coleman, died in a 1926 accident. A man with this job had his son kidnapped by Bruno Hauptmann in the crime of the century. Fred Noonan assisted a woman with this job during a trip in which they both disappeared near Howland Island. That is correct. Bonus 8 goes to the faculty. Here we go. Answer some questions about computer components.
This seems a bit tilted considering that we have Thomas and we get the ones where we have no clue like to kill him
But
up.
she has to leave so Marcus is
Marcus
going
is after
After this one, for 10 points each. These components were the focus of the race to 5 gigahertz and can have one or multiple cores. Manufacturers of these components include Intel.
Processors?
Is correct.
Genius. Genius. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that.
No.
Bonus 2.
Okay.
Primary manufacturers of these components include Nvidia and AMD, and later iterations of these components have included hardware-accelerated ray tracing.
I know, what was the prompt? CD-ROM.
Is incorrect.
GPU.
That is correct. Last bonus. Computers use these devices to display things to users. In laptop computers, these screens are typically attached to the rest of the computer, while desktop computers often have separate versions.
A monitor?
Is correct.
Alright.
Thomas.
This was fine. I got it.
You guys need to rotate.
Rotate this out.
I've literally been thinking
We're gonna go.
The only ones I would just enable that
You
means.
just missed your shine. I thought you had a good red. There's a lot of like.
No.
We shall see.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna. I think you have to find something.
Troy.
You wanna play?
Oh, we heard that one.
But if you haven't yet though.
Keep the legacy alive.
We can get happy birthday. Here we go.
Hold on, are you good?
Yeah, it's not very happy, Mr.
Come play for a minute.
Yeah, you got a couple questions.
Pull out another poll review.
Question 9. Some speakers of this language add the consonant R to the end of the syllables in a process called E-R-H-A-Q-A. Erahu? No. This language contains measured words such as G.
Chinese.
Yes.
Mandarin.
It's in Mandarin Chinese, Standard Chinese, or just Chinese for the color.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Bonus.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Bonus. Here we go. In a dispute over where to build this city, its eventual founder claimed to have seen 12 auspicious birds to his brother's 6. For 10 points each, name this city in modern-day Italy, named for the brother of Remus. It eventually became the center of an empire whose god included Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto.
Rome.
Is correct. Bonus 2. Romulus and Remus were legendarily raised by one of these creatures, who were honored in a festival of Lupercalia.
I'm not supposed to give it to him?
Is incorrect.
You guys not learned from what I do?
Wolf is correct.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Famous Roman symbol was the two dogs.
Also, the fact that Remus is one of the names of the werewolves in Harry Potter.
That's true.
Remus Lupin, right?
Okay, here we go. And yeah, here we go. Third bonus. After Romulus and Remus were abandoned on the banks of this river, its God saved them. This third longest river in Italy flows through Rome.
Tigris.
Prompt.
Tigris River.
Incorrect. Prompt. It is the Tiber. All right, last question, and then we will take a short break. There we go.
Reset.
Okay, question 10, buzzers ready? These objects are predicted to lose mass through Hawking's radiation. The no-hair theorem states that these objects are described only by their mass, charge, and spin. The electron is incorrect.
Protons.
Is incorrect. It is black holes.
All right.
The rest of the question was the Schwarzschild radius in these size event horizons of these objects.
You would have waited a little bit longer.
All right, hey guys, we'll take a couple minute break.
Well,
then we will go into
the horizon was the thing.
You know that you got that for event horizons?
Yeah, what he said. I think he's running out of
And
I know the Italians.
I just threw our bird.
Didn't my grandma have the Italians?
The reason I said it was because Thomas told me to say it.
I said popcorn.
You told me to say it. Yeah. I was like, but it didn't taste like it. That's what you said. It tastes like normal popcorn.
I just didn't know what the actual answer was.
I did.
It's just
That's what I said.
college.
And I'm like, okay, I only have the idea, and he's like, yeah. Okay, right, okay, stop.
We're already in the stay in.
Yeah, but they also have.
So are they gonna go to one hour?
We can just.
Oh, that's what like that.
we'll be out of that one.
So those ones don't move uniform together.
You're logging in under the map.
Yeah,
And then create users.
He's doing
My neighbor, but I was like, I want to know.
So the idea is that according to
projection
time
software.
has
Yeah, because it has blackout and because they have the animated slides, sometimes when I want to go to this part and stop because there's something else you have to play.
I don't know what you're
And scenes that are a little appropriate.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
We're not doing pottery.
We got no. And they already cut some out because the school edition.
Not that I understand all what we
Before we even
pay
got here.
attention.
I don't know. I think it
We went to that Fall State show up in Chicago, or actually, yeah, it was cabaret.
No.
Cabaret.
Ah!
They do
How they even get
A bunch of high schoolers doing it. It was disgusting.
I can't believe
I would do
that.
that one. Yeah, good.
That's practically what he does, but
I can't believe they have ready.
I can sell it.
You can?
No.
No.
Okay, I won't
I've
sell.
been doing it before, I've been doing it now. Because
By popular
I did that
demand.
first.
Alright, you got the black holes for something else.
I did.
So when you guys go, on with, you know, like last year during COVID, when you
That's
guys
what I'm
went to
saying.
school doing this, was it bad? Is it to be, how did they
I was
do
told I
it?
was
And we just because honestly, black holes can be formed, and some electrons spin, and every orbital, the electrons spin one up and one spins down.
So we had some.
And if they don't spin the same way, man.
However, a lot of questions that probably be.
Sometimes you get back, there's a question of like, what the heck are they asking?
It's the
I didn't want to steal it.
Alright, hey guys, you wanna, hey guys, just go ahead and come back and see if we're
We have 10 more questions.
Halftime is.
You're out.
Oh, who was there? We got two more questions and then you rotate again.
Yeah.
Two more questions.
Okay, we rotate this.
So we're on question
We're not
11.
supposed to stop anybody.
We were. So new.
Two more questions.
Joseph, why are you gone to the
We're the same people who were in before.
Yeah, next. Hey, but you're still in. No, Troy's still in.
So we're on question
Oh my
11,
gosh.
right? So you go to 12 and then 12.
Yeah.
Here we go, guys. You ready?
Wait, we have to decide.
Yeah. Buzzers, this will be a toss up. Buzzer up. Here we go. Question 11. This man's military career began in disaster when his forces killed a neutral French commander at Jonville Glen, sparking a war.
George Washington.
Correct.
Yes! It was a Native American. He wasn't supposed to put a tomahawk in the back of his head. It started the 7-year war. Ha! It does pay off to learn history.
Okay.
Remember, you can be proud.
That was.
I knew that entire. I know that entire event.
Here we go, guys. Bonus. Bonus to the skeletal team. Here we go. In Parkinson's disease, the body produces lower amounts of this neurotransmitter. For 10 points each, name this neurotransmitter often associated with pleasure and emotional highs. Anticipation of rewards increases the amount of this chemical in the brain. Is correct.
Serotonin is passed.
This other neurotransmitter is believed to play major roles in mood and appetite, among other things. Its reuptake is inhibited by SSRIs.
Serotonin?
Is correct. SSRIs are often prescribed to treat this mental health condition, which may be caused by a lack of serotonin. It can cause low self-esteem, a prolonged lack of happiness, or a loss of interest in previously enjoyable activities.
Depression?
Is correct.
You know. Oh, yeah. You know, we know a lot.
Out of the gate.
We would know a lot about mental illnesses.
Hey, who answered that toss-up?
George Washington or me?
Yeah, his thing.
I don't know.
And then reset.
Here we go. Toss-up 12. Buzzer's ready. This country's Darien Gap is a thick section of rainforest impassable by roads, which makes it impossible to drive between North America and South America. This country's artificial Lake Gatun was created to serve as the highest point of a waterway which connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Is correct.
I didn't think that was a country.
Here we go. Bonus 12 to the faculty. For 10 points each, answer the following about unusual self-portraits. This man depicted himself with the title features in his self-portrait with 7 fingers. He depicted a burning synagogue in his depiction of the crucifixion. And his most famous work, I and the Village, was inspired by a village in Belarus. is incorrect. Is incorrect. It is Chagall. Bonus 2. This man depicted himself thrice in his triple self-portrait. He also painted for the Saturday Evening Post and depicted Ruby Bridges walking to school escorted by National Guardsmen in the problems we all live with. Is correct.
Oh, yeah. I have talent with this stuff.
Bonus 3, I think everybody does. Bonus 3, Rockwell also created a series of paintings depicting this many freedoms. In another unusual self-portrait, Belgian surrealist René Magritte painted himself with this many arms, 2 more than his usual number.
Logical, right? It's like, okay, how many arms do you want to have?
Maybe his normal arm was 3, you don't know. That is true. Hey, this is 13, do we need to rotate?
Yeah, we need to rotate.
Rotate. Rotate.
I thought Ava was subbing in for me.
No.
Hello, Bessie.
Here we go. Buzzer's ready. Problem 13. This scientist noted differently shaped beaks adapted to different island. Is correct.
That's one of the only good things for this school.
Question 13. Bonus goes to the faculty. Here we go. This number is so large that if a perfectly efficient computer the size of the Earth were to store its value, it would collapse into a black hole. For 10 points each, identify this number equal to the value of an extremely large exponential tower, which was popularized, in a 1977 column by Martin Gardner, at which point it was the largest number ever used in a serious mathematical proof.
I was 1 year out of high school and I didn't care.
Prompt.
Is incorrect. Google is incorrect. It is Graham's number. What that number is?
We need Graham to come back.
Here we go.
Big.
Bonus 2. Graham's number is the upper bound to a problem from Ramsey theory, a subfield of graph theory which involves doing this process to graphs in certain ways. A famous computer-assisted proof by Haken and Appel showed that any map can have this process done to it with only 4 different labels. Is incorrect.
Differentiate.
It's incorrect. It is graph coloring.
Kindergartner could do that.
I have no part of coordinates. Here we go.
But he starts throwing those names on mine. Okay.
10. Specifically, the problem asked for the smallest dimension n, in which a complete graph on the vertices of an n-dimensional hypercube, if each edge were colored red and blue, must contain a monocolored one of these shapes. These shapes have 4 equal sides and 4 right angles.
Square.
Is correct.
What are the sides called?
All right, here we go. 14. Buzzers ready? We are reset. Here we go. A theme in this novel centers on the repeated disappearance of the donkey Dapper. One character in this novel declares himself to be the Knight of the White Moon. This novel's title character longs for Dulcina, right? Is correct.
I thought you said Don Quixote.
I know.
It's like, what? I love every time you do this.
I've heard about it. Where can I watch that?
I know, it's super sometimes if you accidentally do that.
I know, I think she accidentally buzzes, so every time she's like.
What's on our, is that out loud?
Bonus. Over 250 of these are currently being stored in Moses Lake, Washington, for 10 points each. Name these things which were withdrawn from service worldwide in March 2019, following 2 deadly accidents in 6 months, caused by a faulty MCAS system, which the manufacturer of these things failed to mention in their manuals.
Following, going jet, passenger jet.
Props.
Seven,
Gotta answer.
767.
Is incorrect.
Boeing 737.
Is correct.
Part number off.
So close. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Here we go. This American aircraft manufacturer, founded in Seattle, produces the 737 MAX. Their primary competitor is Airbus, and the other planes included the double-decker 747. That's correct. Bonus 3. A recent Boeing 737 crash was not caused by manufacturing faults. Meanwhile, occurred in January 2020 when Ukraine International Airlines Flight 752 was shot down shortly after departing from Iran, the capital of this country, by its military.
Rob.
Iran is correct.
Okay. I was like, again.
I know, I guess that one. It's like, I lost it. I'm glad you were. I'm glad you
We're on question 15.
Because that was like, I was out there.
Okay, Ava, rotating back in.
I'm glad you were keeping that line of thought, because I lost that. I was about to say it was like.
I don't really care.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
We in? We're good?
But the two
Reset?
more than real.
Okay. Question 15, buzzers ready? We're all good, guys? We in? Everybody then? Okay. This state contains the highest point in the U.S. east of the Mississippi. It's Mount Mitchell. It's Mount Mitchell. This state shares the Great Smoky Mountains National Park with its western neighbor. Hold on. Tennessee, its neighbor Tennessee, I'm sorry, they got some weird things here.
Western.
Is incorrect.
Shoot, oh, I did it.
This state's Duke University contests a fierce sports rivalry with its public flagship school. For 10 points, name this southeastern U.S. state with its capital at Raleigh. Is correct.
I had it all wrong.
I butchered that. There were so many weird, like they had so many weird asterisks, and I'm sorry, I was kind of like choppy all over.
I think you should blame that on me.
You blame it on me. You know, that's always on me.
I was like, I heard spooky modes, I'm like.
All right.
I was thinking Tennessee is the neighbor.
Here we go. Bonus 15. Answer the following about oceanic trenches for 10 points each. Ocean trenches are formed by this geological process in which one tectonic plate slides under another at a convergent plate boundary. Is incorrect.
Answer.
Time. It is subduction. Bonus 2. The regions near subduction zones often contain large number of this type of mountain, examples of which include Mount St. Helens in Washington and Kilauea in Hawaii. These mountains typically eject large amounts of magma when they erupt.
Volcano?
Yes. I was getting worried there. Here we go. Bonus 3. These other undersea formations are caused by volcanic activity, usually at divergent plate boundaries. They may form black smokers or white smokers. and release warm, nutrient-rich water through the seabed, creating habitats for animals like the giant tube worm.
Geysers.
Is incorrect. Is pump.
Geothermal, thermal
Pumps.
Double
Double pumps.
Answer.
Answer.
Ocean thermal vents.
It is hydrothermal.
What?
There we go.
She's like, say prompt one more time.
I know. And go into the field position.
I've gotten 30.
We're on question 16. Here we go. Buzzer's ready. The derivative of a function at a point in this property of a line tangent to the graph at that point. If two lines are parallel, they have the same value for this property, and this property is undefined for vertical lines. Rise over run is equal to, for 10 points, what value? Is correct.
What was that?
It was an undefined line. It's a line that's like this.
Somebody
Rise over run.
Here we go.
Why did you say the ribbons? Oh, you mentioned that.
I thought it was gonna be inflection.
We got thank you, Robert.
Did I miss anything fun?
Where are we at later?
I said fun.
Bonus. Isaac Newton first formulated a universal law of this force. For 10 points each, name this force whose magnitude is equal to the product of the masses of two objects times a namesake constant divided by the square of the distance between them. That's correct. A common system involving Newton's laws of gravitation is a problem involving this many bodies orbiting each other. Newton also formulated this many laws of motion.
Three.
Correct.
Well, she did used to be a science teacher.
Here we go. Bonus 3. Lagrange founded special cases of the three-body problem in which the bodies could exist in stable or unstable versions of this state. When the net force on an object is 0, it's in this state. Is incorrect. Incorrect. It's equilibrium. That's where we send out those deep space probes to Lagrange points. Yeah, switch.
I read the book called The Three-Body Problem. It was really good.
Yeah, we can switch more than one person. Guys, we can switch.
Yeah, AJ, get AJ in.
Y'all.
Hey, Joe, make sure you don't forget
I already have it true.
the history picture and the.
All right, here we go.
It's right, you can be the same right
We
at the
are
And what?
in the log book.
Oh, yeah.
on question 17. Buzzer's ready. Vishnu's avatar, Hayagriva, has this animal's head. Feral populations of this animal live on Asategu Island in Maryland. The height of these animals is often measured in hands. That's correct. From the hand, of course.
Hey, Judy.
You're the chief.
Miss Ryan.
I think we got a new champion. Read.
Reed, you can, we made you.
What?
Reed.
Here we go, guys. Bonus questions to the faculty members. This prime minister was nicknamed Milk Snatcher after cutting school meal benefits. For 10 points each, name this first female European Prime Minister.
Reset.
Guys, this is bonus. Name this first female European Prime Minister who was almost killed in an IRA bombing in Brighton. Bonus 2. Thatcher was the Prime Minister of this country whose regions include Wales and Scotland, and which has also been led recently by David Cameron. That's correct. Thatcher successfully ended a nationwide strike of people in this profession led by Arthur Scargill. This profession was concentrated in northern England and the Welsh Mountains, and is also common in the U.S. in states like West Virginia. That's correct. All right, here we go, guys. Down to the last couple questions. No, we got the last few questions. Here we go. 1891. Here we go. Buzzers ready? The tune Salt Peanuts was written by one player of this instrument known for puffing his cheeks and playing a bent version of it. In addition to Dizzy Gillespie,
I don't think our band people have this one.
I know that trumpet.
Yeah. I know Tom is not.
all right, here we go. Bonus.
He's on the phone.
Oh, okay.
In this movie, the main character kills his girlfriend after a Ferris wheel breaks down. For 10 points each, name this 2017 movie adaptation of a manga and anime series about Light Turner finding a book with the power to kill.
I won't say.
Oh, yeah.
From
Just say it.
answer.
Is correct. Bonus 2. The Death Note adaptation was headed by this streaming service after they bought the rights to the movie from Warner Brothers. This streaming service first original TV series, House of Cards, achieved widespread popularity. Is correct. Third bonus. In summer 2020, Netflix brought this animated series to an online streaming service. This series depicts Aang, who has the power to perform 4 different kinds of magic.
The last Airbender?
Is correct.
That's one of my favorites.
I couldn't tell by the way they were jumping around. All right. Here we go. 19. Buzzers ready. In one book by this author, Henry commits treason to help the king of the rats, but falls off a cliff and dies when his bat, Ares, fails to save him. This author of Gregor the Overlander also wrote a novel in which the protagonist chooses to
My mind is blank. Colin.
correct.
I think Troy knew that one.
This is how it works. You're out behind me.
My mind was blank.
What is it?
She wrote the 100 pages. Yeah.
I could not.
Wait, what's the series?
Bonus. Aristotle tutored this man who died in Babylon at age 32, leaving his empire to be split among the Diadochi. For 10 points each, name the king of Macedon who built an empire spanning from Greece to India. He named many cities after himself, including one in Egypt, home to a famous lighthouse. Bonus 2. This man was Alexander the Great's father. He was assassinated by one of his bodyguards and led to the League of Corinth.
Alexander the not so great.
Incorrect. Rebound.
Not so great, eh?
Answer.
Yes.
Incorrect. Philip the second.
Philip sounds like a not Roman name.
Right?
Philip. It's not even
It's,
close to
okay,
South.
bonus 3. In the battles of Issus and Gaugamela, Alexander defeated Darius III, ruler of this large empire, centered on modern-day Iran. Is incorrect.
It's okay.
Persia.
Is correct.
Wow.
We don't
Last question.
Good timing.
Buzzer's ready?
Nice.
That's my birthday.
It's also.
Here we go, guys. Last question. Solutions of potassium permanganate, which are this color, can leave lasting stains if exposed to the skin. A historically important dye of this color was produced from Murex snails. Liquid
Purple.
is correct.
Purple.
The snails, and that's why they don't put purple on
Can I
flags.
take
It's
the
a
buzzer
rare dye.
out?
Huh?
Can I take the buzzer out? Because this is the last question.
Why are you doing a country
Yeah, you gotta
accent?
do. Here we go. Bonus. You guys ready? This collection includes tales told by the partner and nuns, priests. For 10 points each, name this collection in which pilgrims tell stories on a pilgrimage to the tomb of Thomas Becket.
The Adventure of
Is incorrect. Is correct.
Oh, I love that show.
Bonus 2. This British author wrote the Canterbury Tales and was a contemporary of Giovanni Boccaccio. Boccaccio, there you go. Like Boccaccio.
Gujarati.
Is incorrect. Is correct. This character in the Canterbury Tales tells a tale about Arcit and Paulina, who both fall in love with Emily upon seeing her. This character's tale follows the work's general prologue.
Bartholomew.
Is incorrect.
Answer.
I was gonna say.
Miller.
The Knight.
Close game, guys, close game.
Okay, who got the last?
Yeah, we
Hey guys, we almost got this.
Read that. Who got the last?
Who did?
What was the question?
It was him.
Yeah, I'm read.
Oh yeah, purple.
Yeah.
Purple.
All right. And the final score is the teachers 440, the students 180, which once again shows that in class you guys need to hang on every single word.
This shows you guys are
Oh, thank you guys. Hey, grab some popcorn, grab some cookies, grab some
We
won!
Well, no.
Hey guys, help me out. Let's back up and straight up.
And so I
I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of His greatest skill is being able to like stare at kids going to bed. Like he has this NPC walk pattern.
Bye guys, thanks.
You're definitely picking up on it.
Did you really know?